Hello everyone, this is Mr. Boutros Asad. Today we will talk about frequency table, block graph, and bar graph. All these topics is about using data. But what is that word data refers to? The word data refers to any information I collect. So if I'm asking about your favorite pet, your height, the number of brothers and sisters, all this is called data. So today we will talk about putting this data in frequency table, block graph, and bar graph. For example, here I have a frequency table. This frequency table basically it's like a table and it has the data in a column and the frequency in the other column. The word frequency refers to number of times something happened or appeared. In other words, in this example, I'm asking some group of children about their favorite sport. So 9 children choose swimming. So the frequency of swimming is 9. This means 9 children voted or choose swimming as their favorite sport. And I have some question on this frequency table. How many students like swimming? So if I'm asking how many, I'm asking about the frequency of something. The frequency of swimming. I will look at the swimming here. It is 9. So 9 children voted for the swimming. So 9 students choose swimming as their favorite sport. How many students like skipping and riding? If I'm asking how many, so I'm asking about frequency, but frequency for two things, skipping and riding a bike. So I will look at the frequency of skipping here, it is 2. The frequency of riding a bike is 8. There is a word here and. This means I should add these frequencies together. So 2 plus 8 equals 10. This means 10 children choose skipping and riding a bike as their favorite sport. So 10 students like skipping and riding a bike. Let's have a look at this. How many more? This question is not asking about the frequency of something. No, it is asking about the difference between two things. Why? Because he's asking how many more students like football than swimming. This means what is the difference or a change between the number of students that like football and the number of students that like swimming. So how can I find this change or difference? By subtraction. First of all, let's have a look at the frequency of football. Football is 10 and the frequency of swimming is 9. I said how many more means difference or a change, and I can find the difference or change between two things using subtraction. So I will subtract 10 minus 9. 10 minus 9 equal 1 student. So how many more students like football than swimming? There is 1 student like football than swimming. 1 more student like football than swimming. Okay, the last question here. What is the most favorite sport in grade 2? This frequency table is about grade 2 students, what is the most favorite here sport means what is the sport that has the most votes? What is the sport here that has the most votes? Of course, here it is football. It has 10 votes and it is more than other sports. So here I will write football. Football is the most favorite sport in grade 2. Let's move to the next topic here. How can I make a frequency table? How to make a frequency table? To make a frequency table, first I need to make a tally chart. Here I have a group of vegetables, and in this table I should count the vegetables. So, for example, let's start by tomatoes. Here is a square for the tomatoes. I will, in this square, I will put the tallies. So if I have a tomato here, I will make a tally for it. Tomato here, a tally. And don't forget that the fifth one will be cross. And the fifth one is a cross. Okay, so I have made the tallies for the tomatoes. What about the eggplant? I have one eggplant here, one tally. One eggplant here, another tally, and so on. And the fifth one is a cross. Okay, I have no more eggplants. What about the green pepper? One here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So I have 3 green peppers. This is called a tally chart for this group of vegetables. How can I use this tally chart to make a frequency table? So easy. Count the tallies. So for the tomatoes, how many tomatoes are there? I have here 5 and another 5 means 10. So I have 10 tomatoes. So the frequency of tomatoes is 10. What about the eggplant? Here is 5. So the frequency of eggplant is 5. The green pepper has 3 tallies. So the frequency of green pepper is 3. And this is how I can make a frequency table. First, make a tally chart for your data, then count the tallies and put it in a frequency table. Now we have a new topic called block graph. Block graph has horizontal line here, and this horizontal line I write the data that I'm collecting, and on the vertical line I have numbers, and these numbers will be the frequency. Why I call it block graph? Because when I represent my data, I represent the data using number of blocks. So for example, in this example, Hani counted the vehicles that passed in front of his house and represented the data into a block graph. So, for example, if 5 cars passed by, so Hani will color 5 blocks. If 2 motorbikes passed by, Hani will color 2 blocks. So I call it a block graph because I represent data using blocks on top of each other. And I can easily answer the question by looking at the block graph. For example, how many bikes, how many is asking about the frequency. How many bikes passed by? Where is the bikes? It is here. How many blocks? It has 3 blocks. This means the frequency of bike is 3. So here I will write 3 bikes. Another question. What is the most? The word most refers to the biggest. Now he's asking what is the most vehicle passed by. All these car, bike, lorry, bus, motorbike is called vehicles. What is the most vehicles that passed by? If you want to look for the most, you should look for the highest blocks. And the highest blocks, it is here. And this blocks goes for cars. So the most vehicles that passed by was cars. So I will write here cars. Okay. How many more? I learned that how many more means difference, and I can find the difference using subtraction. How many more cars than lorries passed by? So I'm comparing between two things. Cars, which is 5, which is 5, lorries, which is 2. How many more? I will do subtraction. So 5 minus 2 equals 3. So there are 3 more cars passed by than lorries. 3 more cars passed by more than lorries. Okay, this was the block graph. Basically, it has a frequency on vertical line, data on horizontal line, and we represent data using blocks on top of each other. The number of blocks is the frequency of this data. Now I have a bar graph. It is pretty similar to the block graph. On horizontal line, I have data. On vertical line, I have frequency. So here is frequency. And we said frequency refers to how many times something happened or appeared. This bar graph shows the favorite color for a group of children. Okay? Why I call it bar graph? Because when I represent the number or the frequency of something, I don't represent it using separated blocks. No, I represent it using a bar. And the height of the bar is the frequency. So, for example, I have here a bar for the red color. The height of the car is exactly 8. So the frequency of red is 8. And another example, I have here a bar for the green color. The height of this green bar is between 4 and 6, which is 5. So the height of this green bar is 5. So the frequency of a green color is 5. This means 5 children choose green as their favorite color. Let's answer the question. How many? It refers to frequency. How many children like red? I will look at the red bar. The top of the red bar is exactly at 8. So the frequency of red color is 8. So 8 children choose red as their favorite color. How many a frequency also. How many children like green? Here is the green bar. The height of the green bar is exactly between 4 and 6. It is 5. So 5 children choose green as their favorite color. Now I have a different question. How many less? It is so similar to the question how many more. How many less and how many more is asking about difference or change between two things. So when I'm asking how many less children like pink than red. So I'm asking about the difference between the number of children that like pink and red. And I can find the difference by making subtraction. First, let's find the frequency of pink color. Where is the pink bar? It is here. The height of the pink bar is exactly at 6. So the frequency of pink is 6. What about the red? I answered it before. It is 8. So what is the difference between them? I will make subtraction. 8 minus 6 equals 2. So two children is the difference between the number of children between pink, the children that preferred pink and the children that preferred red. So when I'm asking how many less, I'm asking about difference or change. The last question here, what is the least favorite color? The word least refers to the smallest. So here I'm asking about what is the least favorite color, means what is the color that get the smallest number of votes. And on the bar graph, you will look at the smallest bar. What is the smallest bar among these bars? It is green. So green has the smallest bar. So green is the least favorite color, and I will write green here.